And you had a famous lumberjack match with John Cena on Raw. Was that one of your big moments of your career?
I guess it depends on who you ask. I mean, it's cool wrestling John. I've wrestled him a bunch of times. He actually broke my ribs. He does that side slam thing out of the corner, and all 250 pounds of him came down right on my rib. And I still have the little calcification on my ribs, and I always joke around with people. I'm like, feel that? Oh my God. I was like, yeah, John Cena did that. Like goofing around. They're like, really? It's funny. So yeah. No, John's a good guy.
Is he as serious as he comes across as?
No, he's actually pretty silly, I guess would be a good word. Like, he likes to goof around, have a good time. Like, you know, there's a lot of times where, you know, like if we're at an airport or got stuck somewhere, you know, we'd sit and polish off a bottle of whiskey or something and just goof around. Like, he's a super nice guy.
John Cena, he was still coming up when he was wrestling with you. He was starting to explode.
Yeah.
Since his match with you, he's actually become a Hollywood star and one of the highest paid wrestlers of all time. Any thoughts on him overall?
Yeah, he's honestly, I like the guy. He's you know, he's a guy you can trust if you're a promoter. You know, he's there and he works hard, but he had 2 left feet, man. He was lousy in the ring. Wow.
Is there any match with him that stands out to you as the best match you had? Maybe it was on a house show, maybe it wasn't even on TV.
Matches we had in Europe were really good. We made an event in my hometown, which was a big highlight for me. You know, go to my hometown and Riyadh. That was really good. But yeah, we were like married to each other for like 6 months, almost every night, working.
I like Cena. I like everybody. You know, I like everybody. You know.
Have you met Cena much?
Oh
over
yeah,
your
many
years?
times. Yeah, many times.
And is he always? I guess he's probably always respectful.
Oh
to
yes,
you and
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Everyone remembers your feud with John Cena and the interaction that you had with him. Do you have anything that stands out to you about working with John Cena?
He's man. He's a machine, man. He really is. If anybody is a machine, that's one dude that you know, he deserves everything he's got. And you know, I think you know, people might boo him or hate him or feel like he's shoved down people's throat, but I think at least, you know, they respect him, because he man, that's one guy that gives everything to the business.
One of the best out there today still, and of course John Cena, I guess you were there from his start in Ohio Valley Wrestling. Could you see that he was going to be the star that he became at that time?
I don't know if I foresaw that he was going to be as big a star as he is, but I knew that he was much more talented than the entire group. We used to work on promos. We have a promo day. Somebody would be in the ring with the microphone. I'm gonna ask you questions, and most of the time, guys would try to put each other on the spot. Okay, you've got a match tonight with the Pillsbury Doughboy. Go, you know, and you got to then cut a promo. They threw one on him one day where they gave him 4 opponents in a Mario Kart race, something, but all these extravagant, and he cut 4 different promos on each guy and made it funny and angry, and he was like, I mean, just so tremendously talented.
Yeah, well, not a personal issue. John was awesome. He was doing a Doctor of Thugonomics rapper deal, and you could tell, like, just based on the reactions, you could tell like something was different about John than most of the other guys in the back. You know, like you sense just the charisma or the connection or something. You knew that like we were looking at the next superstar.
Yeah, UPW was developmental at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like an entry level. So it was like, you know, single A baseball, you know.
Because John Cena would have
Yeah,
been there.
Cena was there, a ton of people, man.
Did you get along with John at that
Oh,
point?
yeah. He was a prototype.
Could you tell that he was going to be a big star?
Well, man, when I went to visit that weekend, I walked into the school and he was in the ring, and I was like, man, this dude looks like the Terminator in the ring. Because back then he was bigger than he is now, believe it or not. Because he was a college ball player and bodybuilder working at Gold's Gym and wrestling. But John's a genetic freak, number one. You know, some people are gifted with size. That guy just has a freaky amount of muscle. You know, that's just, you know, some people God touches and say, you're going to be a cancer doctor, you're going to be a wrestler, you're going to be Heidenreich, you know. But he was one of the first guys I saw, and you could just tell that guy had, you know, everything.
Yeah.
And I was out there with him probably a year. I got signed pretty quick, you know, because I was a big guy and I worked hard.
I'm not sure of the year. Again, it's a year I don't exactly remember. Maybe 2000, 2001, one or the other, something like that.
Did you see something in him right away? I know you've always had a great eye for talent.
Well, you know, honestly, I appreciate that, but I don't think I have a better eye for talent really than anybody else. And I'm the first to admit that. Like, I did not, and I have to say this now, and I say it kind of shamefully, I did not see anything special in Joey Ryan, in Paul London, in The Miz. And look what and they're all great guys, and look what they became. Cena, you'd have to be an idiot not to see it. So I can't really credit myself for seeing something there. I mean, he came in backstage one day. I think the Bell brothers brought him, Chris Bell and Mark Bell. And the physique, obviously, the face, the way he carried himself, that kind of like undefinable it quality. I mean, he was blessed with that. You know, God gave that to John Cena. He worked with it himself. Can't say he can't take any credit for it. But you could see that right away.
You actually ended up working with John Cena when you came back. How did that come about?
I have no idea how that came about, but it helped both the tag team and helped John Cena at the time.
Because you guys were still really popular then, and he had the rap gimmick, so they thought, I guess, putting you guys together.
And it was great for both. Yeah.
Was there, you know, now that there's the crowd is always divided with Cena, was there that situation when you guys were teaming with him?
No, that never happened. He was automatically over since he was with us. I don't mean to brag, but it's going how it is.
Did you guys ever talk about the past when you were working together again, or was that kind of water under the bridge?
That was water under the bridge. It was business, and what was it called, CTC? Yeah, that was on our mind at the time.
And were you doing any traveling with him at that time or anything?
No, we didn't do any traveling together, no.
What was he like to work with in general?
He helped us out a lot. He gave us a lot of ideas and little stuff not to do. Since we were moving up to the next level, you know, we were no longer just a tag team. We're now in main events.
In your opinion, do you think they're ever going to change him heel?
Change him heel?
Yeah.
Maybe. I think they are. I think they're saving it because that will be the fans will love that.
And what led to the end of the thing with Cena? It was over.
It came out of nowhere. This one week he said we don't need. He said I don't need you this week. I'm like, okay. It ended just like that. It ended.
And when you came back, did you still have heat over what had happened before?
Oh yeah, Chad and I definitely still had heat when we came back, yeah.
Did you have any say in the new character? You came out with the poodle,
Yeah, that was all me. Yeah, that was all me. They let me do it, that was cool. The robe and the bleached hair, and they wanted me to be the French guy, which was cool. That was fine with me.
The Cafe de Rene, I think I was
That was mine, but that was just the segue build up the angle with Cena. That's all that was.
Did you know Cena much before you had that feud with him?
Not really. We worked together in OVW once. And consummate professional. He's the perfect guy. If I was a promoter, that's the kind of guy I'd want in that spot.
And you two were both actually fairly equal at that point. You both held championships. You were actually younger than him.
Like both, 7 or 8 years into him.
Yeah, up and coming stars.
Yeah.
Did you foresee how huge he was going to become at that time?
I could tell, that's the guy that they can trust. That's the guy who's well spoken. That guy who looks like a million. He's a star. Yeah, I could tell. Yeah.
Was he fairly giving when you would talk about matches?
I called everything.
And I've heard you say this before, but I wouldn't mind getting it on our shoot. Now, obviously, you have a huge percentage of the crowd, reportedly, that always is booing Cena during his matches. Back when you were feuding with him, that didn't happen too much. Why do you think that is?
Because I was a heel. I can get people to hate me. I'm not trying to do fancy moves. I'm trying to get people. I'm there to build him. That's my job. That's what's kind of lacking in this day and age.